Good day friends, here we are in the foundry workshop, okay, and I will give you the demonstration on the work which sir has explained you, okay. So first of all, the cope and drag, okay, so these are the molding boxes, okay, they are called as drag, the bottom one is drag, the top one is cope, okay. So I will lift the cope one and put it aside, and I will take a board, and I will put the drag, but this drag has to be upside down, okay. You can see this number, okay, that number I will put it upside down, okay. Alright, then we will put the parting sand. Parting sand is this the dry sand which is used for making our mold sand, parting sand, okay. So this I have to sprinkle all over the place so that the sand doesn't stick to the board, okay. Then we will put the pattern. This is our pattern, and okay, this cubical pattern, okay, if you see closely, these sides are tapered. So this is the allowance, this is the drafting allowance given to the pattern as sir has explained, okay. So these are not parallel lines, these are tapered so that we can take out the pattern easily after doing the ramming and all, okay. So this pattern has to go down, the hole which is there, this hole is used to draw out the pattern. This hole should go down, okay, upside down, and I will place my pattern here, okay. So one more thing we can do, we can just powder the pattern, okay. Here also this does the same thing, the sand will not stick to the pattern, okay. We have put the parting sand, we have put the powder the pattern, and then we will use these tools, okay. Now starting with the trowel, okay. So we will pick the sand and we will use the riddle, okay, and we will pour into the pattern, top of the pattern. And this riddle helps us to allow the fine particles come out over the pattern. Can you notice this fine particle? Okay, so you have to put the fine particle over the pattern, okay, just to get the detailing of the cavity. Okay. So once you cover the pattern, we can start pouring the sand. Okay. And here this loose sand has to be rammed. Okay. So we have different types of rammers here. We have this two types of rammers. Okay, one round rammer, one square or slot rammer. Okay. So this rammer has to be used. Before that, I will use my fingers. Okay, to ram them gently. Okay, so that the pattern doesn't move from its original place. Ramming is very important in this process because this mold has to be very strong, sand has to be very strong to stand against the thermal pressure. Okay. Slowly you start ramming, put sand in layers, little sand, and simultaneously you have to ram, okay, gently, but make sure you ram the every part of the molding box. Then put sand in regular intervals. This molding sand is prepared with the grey sand and the binder, okay, with a proportion of 4:1, and normally the sand color was like this, okay, white color, okay. The binder color was maroon, that is why it has got a muddy color, okay. So this fulfills our criteria of molding sand which is required as per. Again, put sand. You need to fill this box in the bottom. Yeah, we have filled this till the top. To fill complete volume with the sand. Okay, make sure you ram it nicely. Okay. Once it is done, okay, almost it is over this line, you have to level this. Okay, for that we are using the stack of bar to level this. Okay, you can see it is not level, so you have to take out the excess sand by using the stack of bar. Where the sand is extra, you have to take it out. Where sand is less, you have to just do the touch up. Nicely, okay, do the leveling with the help of stack up. Okay, so this leveling is done. So one side it's done. What we'll do, we'll pick up use the necessary tool for the requirement. Okay. So we will just clean the board, and I have inverted the, take it in the, change the side, and you can see the pattern here. Okay, now with the hole. Okay, this hole will help us to take it out. Okay, and we are not taking out the pattern right now because we have to prepare for the next pattern, that is next box, that is scope. Okay, so make sure you match the numbers 1 and 1. Okay, that is where they will match the best. And here we have to fill this box again. But before that we have to do some important things, like we have to use the parting sand, okay, over this place. Okay, so make sure you use the parting sand because this is very important. Later on we have to separate them both boxes has to be separately picked. So this parting sand, the dry sand, will help us to them to keep separated. Okay, so do not forget to use the parting sand. Now here we have to also place these two things. Okay, this is the riser and this is the screw pin. Okay, the screw pin, it will be tapered, so that will be the inlet for the molding metal. Okay, so I will place it away from
runner.
Yeah, I will place it away from the pattern, and I will place this riser on top of the pattern. Okay, so this position might be changed as per your requirement, but for this pattern, this is the best place to be. Okay, so the screw pin is away from the pattern and the riser is on top of the pattern. Okay, so here we are ready. We can start pouring the sand again. So pick your sand and you have to carefully put it again into the pit. Okay, just fill it, and as we did earlier, just ram with your fingers first, okay, so that their original position doesn't move. Okay, just ram it till they are steady. Okay, then you can use the ram. Okay, you can use the other side of the rammer, the slot, in the required positions. Okay, at the corners. Okay, use them as per they are provided. Okay, nicely to the ramming. Whatever sign is there, make sure you ram the next sign. Fourth sign. So here we have filled this second box, that is the poke sign. Similar way have to fill the top. Okay, and just level this, remove the extra sand. Okay. Do nicely and neatly as possible. This is ready now. Okay, so before we separate them, okay, we need to separate them. Before we separate them, you have to just make sure you just hit the screw pin with something. Okay, make sure slightly you hit it so that it leaves an impression on the bottom drag. Okay, so right now, okay, at this moment you can take out the screw pin. Okay, just roll it, twist it, and this will come easily. Okay, because since it is tapered, so just fix these edges with your fingers. Okay, and no need to hit the riser because it is on top of the pattern, so it might just move the pattern. So try to take it out by twisting. Okay, we have taken out the riser and the screw pin. Okay, and we'll take out this. Nicely it gets separated, and on the opposite side what we can see the actually the impression. Okay, that is the required. Okay, without this the job is not completed, because here we have the cavity of the cube, but we have only 5 sides. The 6th side is on this part. Okay, so without this the profile will not be completed. Okay, and another thing, the impression of the screw pin is here. Okay, so we have to just guide the way into the cavity. Okay, the molten metal will come and it will stop here. You have to just guide it with the help of a runner. We have to make a runner. Okay,
Gate.
so we use a gate cutter. Okay, to make that. So it is called a gate runner. Okay, so from here it will go into the, so you have to scoop it out, make a path for the molten metal. Okay, enough space for the molten metal to flow into the cavity. Okay, so this is the, we are doing the gate cutting. Okay, from the screw pin, from the inlet, the molten metal will come and it will flow into the cavity. Okay, and what will happen after that? It will come out from the riser. Okay, it will come out from the riser. Till then we have to keep pouring. Okay, that is the process for the casting, which unfortunately we are not doing. It is not required as per the syllabus. Okay, we have to do only up to the molds. Okay, we have to do the molds. So next we have to remove this pattern. Okay, so we are using a screw pin, draw spike, screw it into the, and don't immediately pull, you have to slightly tap this. Okay, that is what the allowance is required for this. When you tap, what you can see, it will enlarge that cavity slightly. That has to be given to the allowance when you are preparing the pattern. Okay, so this is the lapping allowance which is given to the pattern. Okay, now you can see it is free from the space, and still you have to be careful till it completely come out from the pattern. Okay, so this actually helping us, what is helping us to draw out the pattern, that is the drafting allowance. Since they are tapered, okay, these sides are tapered, so it is coming out nicely. Okay, so here you can see slightly some defects has come and some sand is fallen out. So use a lifter, to take out the sand which is inside the cavity. Okay, because that will give us the sure defect to our product if there is any sand. Okay, and this also can be used to do the touch up work. Okay, so you can see this runner which we have made, slightly it has damaged. Okay, so you can do the touch up work, whatever the fixing is required you can do with this. You can do the touch up work or using some water, some brushes. Okay, make sure your internal walls, the cavity of the molds are clear. Okay, so what else? Okay, so now when you pour, you have to just imagine that you are pouring the metal. Okay, so when you pour the metal, there will be some fumes, hot gases will be there. Okay, so we have to make way for the gases. Okay, so for the dry itself, you can just put the holes through, make sure they are through. Okay, so that will help any gases not block inside, they will evaporate. Okay, they will escape from the holes which are there. Okay, so randomly you can make the holes all over the place, that will give no harm to the pattern. Okay, so importantly we want the holes on the top side from here. Okay, so because why, the hot air will go on the upside. Okay, so this scope is on top, so we have to make again holes closer to the pattern. Okay, even if it is possible you can put on top of the pattern. Okay, so later on you can machine it out, so closer to the pattern, these holes, and then randomly. Okay, so make sure you put the holes in this position. Okay, so this is the inside part. Okay, why I am saying, because when you poke, just see what happens to the other side. Other side it will chip out. Okay, normally they will chip out. Okay, there will be cracks on the other side, so if you poke from here, it can damage the internal cavity. Okay, so that is why you have to just poke it from here, so that the gas nicely enters. We have to do the pouring basin for the screw pin hole. Pouring basin is this, you have to just cut this like a funnel, so that will be a mouth for the pouring funnel, so that there is no spillage of the material. Okay, so this molds are ready for doing the pouring.
Now we can see here the mold, sand mold is ready for the one pattern. First single piece pattern we have made. Here you can see through this the runner we can pour the molten metal or whatever the material or the casting you are pouring in this, and till it rises from the riser you are pouring the material in this through the runner. Okay. After solidification we can remove this scope and check for the casting to be removed. Okay, now we'll go to the one more type of next type of molding, this double piece pattern or split piece pattern. It is a metallic aluminum material. Okay, there are, I told you, different types of patterns are there. For material we can use wood, metal, aluminum alloy, brass. Okay, okay then.